They never called you back. They gave you a teaser. They gave me an appetizer. That should keep you coming back, baby. You ain't know.
All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. I call to order the Community Redevelopment Agency Board meeting on this April 28th, 2021, 6:55 p.m. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Director Campbell.
Dorothy.
Call the roll.
I'm calling the roll. Director. It's the board.
It's
We're the
a
CRA board.
meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're
Board of Directors.
oh, okay.
My apologies.
Yeah, I thought you
Board Member Campbell. Sorry. Board Member Campbell.
That's me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
you.
embarrassed. I'm present.
Board Member Iguodaro.
Here.
Board Member Wilson.
Here.
Board Member Julian.
Here.
Board Member Stevens.
Here.
Vice Chair Leon.
Here.
Chair Harris.
I'm present.
You have a quorum.
Please stand for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Gracious God, we thank you for your grace and mercy towards us. We thank you for a day that was not promised. Father, we ask that you continue to bless us. God, give us strength, give us your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding as we prepare to discuss your business. Father, all these things we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any minutes from the last meeting?
No, there are no minutes for the CRA board for consideration.
All right. We're on order of business. Any items on this agenda that need to be pulled or amended or added?
Not at this time, sir.
None. Any public comments?
We have no pre-registered public comments or written communication for the CRA board meeting.
Public comments on this item is closed. You can go ahead with the resolution.
All right, item 8.1, a resolution of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, Community Redevelopment Agency, CRA in Peru, adopting a revised budget for the City of Miami Gardens, CRA, and making appropriations for fiscal year 2020-2021. This is sponsored by the city manager, and this is a public hearing.
Public hearing on this item is open.
We have no pre-registered public comments nor any written communications on this item.
Showing that there's no public comments or no one registered. Public comments are closed. Mr. Manager?
Mr. Chairman, I have Assistant City Manager Nelson. We'll go through what both items 8.1 and 8.2 relate to.
Okay.
Good evening to the board. I'm Assistant City Manager Vernita Nelson. And as it relates to 8.1, there's an in-local agreement that we have with Miami-Dade County that states that the city and the county will limit the tax increment funds to 75%. Hence, the budget revision adjusts the municipalities' tax increment revenue to $483,451. It's an approximate $128,000 difference that is going to be returned to the city's working capital reserves. Also, in 8.1, the interlocal agreement states that the CRA will contribute 25% to the transportation fund in support of the North Quarter project of the SMART plan. This 25% will come from the county's TIF revenue portion. Those are the revisions that are presented in this budget.
Are there any questions for Ms. Nelson? Thank you, Ms. Nelson.
Okay.
I need a motion on this item.
Motion. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or concerns from the dais? Showing that there's no questions or concerns, Mr. Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Board Member Campbell,
Yes.
Board Member Wilson,
Yes.
Board Member Iguodaro,
Yes.
Board Member Julian,
Yes.
Board Member Stevens,
Yes.
Vice Chair Leon,
Yes.
Chair Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item 8.2, a resolution of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida Community Redevelopment Agency, CRA and Perin, accepting the fiscal year 2019-2020 annual report and financial statement non-pro tunc for the Miami Gardens Northwest 27th Avenue Community Redevelopment Agency, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
This is also a public comment on it, public comments on this?
This is not a public hearing, sir.
Not a public hearing? All right. Mr. Manager?
Mr. Chairman, Assistant City Manager Nelson will walk you through item 8.2.
Again, good evening, Board. Per the Florida state statutes, every CRA must produce an annual report and financial statement. This item here transmits the 2019 and 2020 report to you, the Board. Since our base year began in 2019, we have no financials for this reporting period. However, the report does highlight the CRA's milestones through 2019. This report has been made available to the public on the city's website, as well as made available to our increment partner, Miami-Dade County.
Any questions for Ms. Nelson on 8.2? Showing that there's no questions. Thank you, Ms. Nelson. Need a motion on this item?
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Clerk, any questions or concerns from the dais? Showing none. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Board Member Wilson,
Yes.
Board Member Iguodaro,
Yes.
Vice Chair Leon,
Yes.
Board Member Julian,
Yes.
Board Member Stevens,
Yes.
Board Member Campbell,
Yes.
Chair Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. And that is all that we have on the CRA board agenda.
I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded. Meeting adjourned. Don't go too far, because we
We can roll right on it.
you guys okay? Y'all need a restroom break or anything?
No, come on, let's
Y'all
ride.
good? I call the order of the city council meeting for April 28, 2021, 7:02 p.m. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Campbell,
Present.
Councilwoman Iguodaro,
Present.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Here.
Councilwoman Julian,
Here.
Councilman Stevens,
Here.
Vice Mayor Leon,
Here.
Mayor Harris.
I'm here.
You have a quorum.
Please stand for the invocation and pledge allegiance.
God, thank you for your grace and mercy. Father, we pray now that you continue to bless our city, the city that we call Miami Gardens. Bless the leadership, bless the residents, and everyone that has a part of this city. Father, we ask these things in your son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Clerk, any minutes that need to be approved?
No, there are no minutes for council consideration this evening.
We're on order of business. Are there any items that need to be pulled from the consent agenda or added?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I pull 11.2.
11.2. Short pull.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I do have add-on item number 1. This was emailed to council. It's being placed on the dais before you as well. This is sponsored by Mayor Rodney Harris for the renaming of the Bush Park football field. Without objections, we ask that this item be added on on the consent agenda as 11.9.
11.9. Need a motion to amend the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Show the agenda show the agenda with the amended with the add-on. We're on special presentations.
All right, item 6.1, special presentation by Vice Mayor Reggie Leon.
Oh, thank you.
This first special presentation goes to Ms. Sonia Flowers. Ms. Sonia Flowers has been an advocate for Scott Lake crime prevention for over 14 years. She's done an outstanding job. She wears multiple hats. When she left the post office doing her day job, she would come home and put on her crime watch or crime prevention cap and address the needs of the community. She not only did crime prevention, but she was in charge of voter registration, voter mobilization, just making sure that the residents in that community stayed informed on what was going on. And after 14 years of service, she's retiring from crime prevention. And I just want to say on behalf of the City of Miami Gardens and our council members, would like to thank you for your service and see you making that stop.
You're not going too far, are you, Miss Fraser? Miss Flower? We'll do it after.
We also want to make sure you give Ms. Flowers her flowers.
Yeah.
Now, the next one is very near and dear to my heart. She just turned 89 a few months ago.
Oh,
She's
Young.
been working.
What you say?
She's been working in our community for volunteering with the Northern Crime Watch, crime prevention, crime watch then, and it turned into crime prevention for over 30 years.
wow.
Her and her husband started off at the church. They went over to the community center, went back to the church. They've been all throughout this community. Ms. Pierre is another one that she opens her door for you. You can come in and sit down and she can make you tea. And have a conversation with you. She's gonna make sure that you're doing okay. She's gonna check on you, your family, and make sure you're staying healthy. And we can take advice from Ms. Pierre at 89 years old.
Yes.
Still driving herself around.
What you
And
say?
she's doing, this is her last, term. She just retired from watch. So we want to thank her for her 30 years of service.
Awesome.
I will allow you guys to clap on it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also making sure she wears her circle out. Ms. Flowers, council, you want to-
Okay.
Chief, can you come and take over the conversation? And we have our former councilman, David Lee.
That's how you do. Yeah.
And that's all for my special presentation, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Leon.
Very good, very good.
Vice Mayor.
All right. Next one, item 6.2, proclamation proclaiming the month of May as Small Business Month in the city of Miami Gardens. And this is sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julie.
Councilwoman Julie.
Thank you. On behalf of the 113,000 residents, the city of Miami Gardens is honored to celebrate Small Business Month in the month of May. The city's main economic development goal is to improve the well-being of the community through efforts such as job creation, tax base expansion, and quality of life enhancements. And small business support economies, small businesses employ local residents, encourage youth entrepreneurship, engage in philanthropic and civic engagement campaigns, and contribute to the vibrancy of Miami Gardens neighborhoods and business districts. And whereas when we support small businesses, jobs are created and local communities preserve their unique culture. The city of Miami Gardens honors and celebrates the community's entrepreneurial spirit, which helps our city to thrive. And we reaffirm our commitment to assisting small businesses so that they may prosper and grow. And whereas residents of Miami Gardens are asked to recognize the contributions of our community's local small businesses and the key role that they play in the strength of our economy. You know, there's a lot to be said about the small businesses in our community. The small business community here in Miami Gardens is like no other. They're like a family. You know, they call, they keep us informed on what's going on. They let us know what new products they have. And it's an honor to recognize all the small businesses in the city. And this is why we as a collective body continue to support small businesses. We continue to provide them with resources so that they can thrive. Their success is our success. And so I hope that you all will join us, the City Council, in recognizing May as Small Business Month. Give it up for our small businesses. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome, Councilwoman. Council, I would like to have the opportunity to pull item 11.1 on the consent agenda and take it out of turn and hear it first. I need a motion on that.
I'm sorry, say that one more time, Mr.
Second.
Mayor, I didn't hear you.
I wanted to pull 11.1 and take it out of turn and hear it first in separate order. I mean, separate, just hear it separately.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There are no ordinances on, we're on to public comments. At this time, Mayor, we do have pre-registered public comments. The first person is Gail Cunningham.
Ms. Cunningham,
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Ms. Cunningham,
Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello,
Ms.
can you hear me?
Cunningham,
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
She's about to come home.
I'm here. I am here.
Ms. Cunningham, are you on yet?
Can you hear me now?
All right, well, actually, we'll go to the next person.
I can't
Hold on.
get on.
Ms. Cunningham, are you there?
I'm unmuted, but I can hear you all, but you can't hear me. I can hear
Mr.
you.
Clerk, we'll come back to Ms. Cunningham.
All right, the next person is Cassandra Carillo.
Ms. Carrillo? Hello,
Can't hear.
Ms. Carrillo? All right, in the meantime, I have two cards here. Public comments from Ms. Sonia Flowers.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to, I didn't have a speech ready for this occasion, but I just wanted to thank our illustrious mayor and honorable vice mayor, Mr. Leon, for giving us this illustrious award because I wasn't expecting it. And like I said, I'm out of words, but if I had to do this again, another 14 years of Scott Lake Crime Prevention Group, I will do it all over again. Because the joy that I had when I was doing it from the residents is just to see their faces with all the smiles when you bring something to the community and give it to them. It was such a joy just to see them. And that's what gave me that push month after month. And in the 14 years that I did what I did, I only missed one crime prevention meeting, one. And it was because of a valid excuse that I had. But like I say, if I had to do it again, I will do it all over again. Thank you, guys. Thanks the entire council for this opportunity.
Ms. Flowers, Mr. Vice Mayor Leon mentioned how Ms. Pierre would give tea at her house. I can't say the things that we did at your house. Ms. Rita Pierre.
Good evening, everyone. Councilman, councilwoman, and my favorite councilman / vice mayor, Leon. It's been a pleasure serving Miami Gardens. I've been here for over almost 40 years, and it's been a pleasure. I have nothing bad to say about my city. I love it. I'm going to be here until my time is up. And I just want to thank everyone. It's really, really been a pleasure serving this city. It's been a pleasure. Everyone was just wonderful. I have no problems, nothing negative to say about my city of Miami Gardens. It's really been a pleasure. I thank everyone, and everyone has been very good to me. I have no problems with anyone, and I did my job, what I was supposed to do serving the city. And I just want to thank everyone again. My police chief, she's wonderful. Everything to me is going smoothly. And I wish the city good luck and everything goes smooth. And my mayor, I haven't had the pleasure of congratulating you, but I give you congratulations.
Thank you.
And I wish you good health.
Thank you.
Okay, that's about all. I just thank everyone. Thanks again. As I say, it's been a pleasure, and I hope to continue as long as I can. Anyone has a problem and they would like to talk to me, you have my address, you have my phone number, it's there. And you always could come around. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pierre. Job well done. We appreciate you.
All right, I do have a written communication. This is from Lynette Hickenbottom, address 20832 Northwest 25th Avenue, Miami Gardens, Florida. Mr. Mayor and City Council members, I request that all community citizens be provided time to make public comments. I'm requesting that all comments be addressed and an action plan be stated at the end of the meeting. All decisions should be made transparent. Thank you very much. And I believe we're good with the speakers on Zoom. So right now I'll call up Cassandra Carrillo.
Ms. Carrillo?
Yes.
You're on for public comments.
Yes. I live in Miami Garden, and I wanted to know when are they gonna reopen the parks for the kids?
Okay, Ms. Carrillo, we'll have a presentation at the end of this meeting to address that.
Ms. Carrillo, can you please state your full name and address for the record, please?
Cassandra Carrillo.
All right, next person is Gail Cunningham.
Ms. Cunningham?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear.
Okay, great. Good evening. I have received, viewed, read, and understood the process for ordinances and the order of city council meetings. My question is, what steps are taken before an agenda item is a part of the order of the council meeting? How and who is involved before it gets to that point? Residents and constituents want to know at what points is there evidence of their documented involvement, input, and that of the council person before the agenda is set and forwarded via email by the city clerk to the residents of the city. We would like to be in from the beginning. We would choose not to read the agenda and find out at that point exactly what is being voted upon, what is actually on the agenda, what's a resolution, what's a consent for agreement. We as constituents want to be aware of what's being thought of, what may be in an idea, because we want to be a part of the idea for our city. So I wish that someone would answer that for me tonight. I've been asking that question for months. I need an answer about the process and how constituents and residents are involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. We'll have someone from our city manager's office that will report to you.
All right, to all the speakers online, please be sure to mute any other devices that you have using to listen to this meeting. And also when you come on, please state your name and address for the record. The next speaker is Markeisha Russell.
Ms. Russell? Ms. Russell?
Hello,
Yes, Ms. Russell, you're on for public comments.
my name is Markeisha Russell. My address is 17040 Northwest 9th Place. My questions and concerns was basically with the Optimist programs and the parks reopening.
Okay, ma'am, we'll have a presentation tonight at after the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, the next speaker is Natalie Powell.
Ms. Powell?
Yes. Good evening. My name is Natalie J. Powell. My address is 2000 Northwest 187 Terrace. And my question also had to do with the parks, when they would be opening up, as well as the Optimist programs and basketball programs.
Thank you, Ms. Powell.
Thank you.
All right. And the next speaker is R. Hughes.
Ms. Hughes? Or Mr. Hughes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ree Hughes. My address is 3335 Northwest 180th Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056. I have two questions that I'm hoping can be answered this evening by council. When council members bring ideas and or proposals which will affect the city and or the community, what are your standard operating procedures or the process prior to the ideas and or proposals becoming a resolution? Also, at what stage in your procedures or your process do you invite your constituents to participate in having a voice prior to the ideas and or proposals becoming a resolution? If you are able to shed light on this process tonight, it is greatly appreciated in order for us to move forward with such references. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. Your question will be answered.
And that is all the public comments we have for today.
There's no other public comments?
No, sir, there's no other public comments or any other written communication, nor do we have anyone in the lobby waiting to come in to provide in-person comments.
At this time, show public comments closed.
All right, there are no ordinances on for first reading, no ordinances on the second reading, no resolutions public hearing. We're now to 11.1, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, naming the city's botanical garden located at 18320 Northwest 12th Avenue as a David Williams Jr. Botanical Gardens, provided for instructions to the city manager, provided for adoption representation, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Vice Mayor Reggie Leon.
Mr. Leon, you have the gavel. I pull the item. Mr. Williams, can you please come up to the podium, please? To my colleague and former colleague and friend, I wanted to take this opportunity to say this is well deserved. And you have been the eye opener for all of us here at staff, especially when it came to science. And we learned a lot from you about trees. And we thought that this would be a great opportunity. Well, I thought that this would be a great opportunity just to say thank you for your dedicated service to this community, for all the butterfly gardens that you planted, for all the man hours that you put into that garden. I think it was only fitting that that garden be named after you. So for that, we say thank you for your service. And it was well deserved. And the David Williams Botanical Gardens has some medicinal purposes over there. It can feed people in this community. And just your ideas of science. And I know Cam still call upon you at times to talk about what trees to be planted throughout the city. So we'll be calling on you more. And we again, thank you for just being the man that you are. And if any of you have ever been to David's house, you know, before you walk in or before you get to the main part of the house, you got to go through a zoo. You got to go through a zoo to get there. But just for all the things that you did, I thought it would be injustice if we didn't give you your accolades and say thank you.
Thank you all and thank the council for your diligence and your understanding in you all seeing the vision. I'm not going to call any names because I'll forget someone. This could not have been done alone by myself. As most of you all know, I'm a scientist. I've built all kinds of gardens around the country. And this is the highest honor out of all the honors I've ever received, to have this garden named after me. I've never had one named after me, even though I've financed many, built many, and they've always been named after someone else. So this is truly a deep meaning to me. I also want to single out one person, and that one person is your city manager. Yes. That saw the vision 10 years ago when he came on board, and he and I went out to the garden, and he kept it in the forefront. You all truly have a jewel in the city of Miami Gardens. And as you talk about being an all-American city, you have an all-American garden and the only botanical garden in the country. And I would hope that you all would take that and take it to another level and move forward. I constantly get calls, I know weekly, about coming to other cities and other areas and help them set up a botanical garden. To this point, I have not, and now you all have permanently stopped me from doing those things, because I truly want Miami Garden to be one of a kind, which it is, to have people come back to this city and talk about things other than crime and other than unemployment, things that people around the world want to talk to. That garden can save lives every day, and it could not be more inherent than with COVID. Thank you all again for giving me the opportunity and naming it in my honor. Thank you, and thank you, Cam.
But we need to vote on this item so we can.
Mr. Well, it's my item. You want to?
Yeah, I'll do it.
David, I just want to say thank you again. You took the time out when I inquired about the garden when I first got on. You came out there. He had some bags and stuff set up for me. I had a whole taste test. The miracle fruit sent me to the hospital the next day, and I blame him for that. But I told David that, what are we going to do when you leave? And, you know, the garden sits in my district, and I wanted to make sure that it was left in good hands. So I found it not robbery to put it back into the hands of the man that created the plane. So it was an honor, David, and it was an honor working with you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
And everybody else on this day, is they haven't eaten the crickets and all that stuff that we used to eat. So
they're all available. They all have an open invitation.
and Sonia's looking for some strawberry cake.
So is Katrina.
All right, call. Mr. Clerk, you want to call the roll?
I need a motion.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Mr. Clerk.
All right. Councilwoman Campbell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Iguodaro.
Yes.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Councilman Stevens.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Leon.
I vote yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Congratulations, Mr. Williams.
We're now on to the consent agenda. Item 11.3, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from Councilwoman Linda Julian's Public Affairs account in an amount not to exceed $600 for the Haitian Heritage Month essay contest, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julian. Item 11.4, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, recognizing May 6, 2021 as National Day of Prayer in the City of Miami Gardens, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Sonia Iguodaro. Item 11.5, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds for Councilwoman Sonia Iguodaro's Public Affairs Special Events account in an amount not to exceed $5,000 in support of a Memorial Day event to commemorate the lives of victims of COVID-19, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Sonia Iguodaro. Item 11.6, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, awarding a bid to Rising Waters Consulting Inc. for flood plan and CRS consulting services in response to RFP 20-21-005, authorize the city manager to execute an agreement for this purpose, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.7, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, Authorize the city manager to execute a utility easement to Florida Power and Light Company to provide electric services to the new pump station at Bennett Lifter Park attached here to as Exhibit A. Provided for adoption of the station, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.8, a resolution of the City Council of City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorize the city manager to execute a utility easement with the city of North Miami Beach to provide utility services to the new Seniors Family Center attached here to as Exhibit A and B, provided for adoption of representation, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.9, a resolution of the City Council of City of Miami Gardens, Florida, supporting the renaming of Bunch Park football field to the Teddy Bridgewater Field of at Bunch Park, and to the designation of the home bleachers in honor of Teddy's mother and grandmother, Rose Murphy and Eleanor Murphy, providing for adoption of representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Mayor Rodney Harris, and that is your consent agenda.
Need a motion on the
Motion.
consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Showing no opposition, consent agenda passes.
All right, we're now on to item 11.2. A resolution of the City Council of City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds for Councilwoman Linda Julian Special Events Account in an amount not to exceed $5,000 for the Emerging Business Award, providing for adoption of representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julian.
This item was pulled by Councilwoman Iguodaro. Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilwoman Julian, just two questions in reference to the Emerging Business Award. In reference to the criteria and requirements, I didn't see one. I just wanted to know if you had one, just some details.
Yes, so as you're aware, when we had the Small Business Award, it's going to be similar. This criteria is going to be a one-pager. We are going to advertise it, and businesses will have the opportunity to apply. City manager staff will put together a committee to go through the applicants, similar to the scholarships, similar to the small business. This is not new. We do this every time we put forth some sort of an award.
Thank you very much. I have no further questions, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Need a motion on the item?
Motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Showing no opposition, the item passes.
All right. We're on to item resolutions, item 12.1, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, awarding request for proposal number 20-21006 to Limousines of South Florida, Inc. for the trolley circulated service. Authorize the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement for this purpose in an amount not to exceed the budgeted amount. Provided for adoption of representation, provided for adoption of representation, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
Mr. Manager?
Mr. Mayor and council members, Craig is walking kind of slow, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the item. This
Don't worry,
item is
Craig, we
before
all
you.
know.
We went out for an RFP process regarding the trolley service for the city of Miami Gardens. Through that process, we ranked and we brought forward those recommendations to you. We are recommending that we continue the services that we've done in the past with Limousines of South Florida, Inc. for the trolley circulator services. And we're moving that in front of you as a recommendation to move forward with that company.
I need a motion on this item.
Motion.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or concerns from the dais? Showing that there's no questions or concerns from the dais. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Vice Mayor Leon.
I vote yes.
Councilwoman Julian.
Yes.
Councilman Stevens.
Yes.
Councilwoman Campbell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Iguodaro.
Yes.
Mayor Harris.
I vote yes.
Motion passes 7-0. And there are no quasi judicial zoning items. We're now on to the reports of the city manager, city attorney, and city clerk.
Mr. Manager?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and council members, I would like Mr. Clay, since he did make it to the front.
Finally made it.
Presentation regarding the reopening of the other parks in the city of Miami Gardens.
Mr. Clay, why he doing this to you this evening?
I'm used to it, Councilman. You know, we do it to each other every day. That's how we make it through.
Good evening, Mayor Harris, Vice Mayor Leon, members of the council, Craig Clay, Deputy City Manager. You have before you a presentation discussing our reopening of Parks and Recreation here in the city of Miami Gardens. You'll remember that at our March 10th workshop, we had a discussion to gauge our desire to reopen our park system. Subsequent to that, Miami-Dade County enacted Emergency Order 33-20, which essentially opened all retail and commercial establishments in Miami-Dade County, and also opened the remaining items in their park system that had not been opened. The presentation you have before you will talk about what we have planned in the very near future for park reopening. How we got here. Obviously, we know that there was a state of emergency declared back in March of 2020 in response to the global pandemic, COVID-19. Subsequent to that, the administration made operational adjustments to react and adapt to what was happening with COVID. And through that, we've slowly and gradually reopened our city and reopened City Hall. And now it is time for us to start talking about when and what time we will open our park system. Moving on, we've established a criteria for reopening that I mentioned to you before. It involved cases, hospitalizations, and for our reopening of parks, we have added an element related to vaccinations. Our criteria for cases, we wanted to see a downward trajectory of documented cases in a 14-day period, or a downward trajectory of positive cases as a % of total tests within a 14-day period. As it relates to hospitalizations and treatment of COVID-19, we wanted to see hospitals be able to treat all patients without crisis care, or we wanted to see a robust testing program in place. As I think we would all agree, there is certainly a robust testing program in place throughout Miami-Dade County. And in terms of cases, on our next slide, you will see that although we are not where we want to be yet, we do believe that by the time we reopen our park system, we will be where we want to be in terms of positivity and positivity rates. On that next slide, where we are today, we will note that over the last 14 days, there has been an increase. We believe that those are attributable to some of the activities during the spring break time and the travel season during the spring. As we move to our reopen date, we will certainly analyze the next 14 days, and we do believe that those cases will be on a downward trajectory. Vaccination data, where we are in Miami-Dade County today, approximately 44% of the Miami-Dade County population has been vaccinated. We also certainly believe that that will increase as we get closer to our reopen date, as we have a site here in the city over at Brentwood Pool. The stadium is still available for vaccinations, and many, many other sites in close proximity to the city are available. What is our timeline? Tuesday, May 11th, to coincide with the ribbon cutting of the new Bunch Park, we will reopen our park activities. Playgrounds, our outdoor courts, and our athletic fields will be open to the public. On that date as well, we will begin registrations for football, summer camps, and for swim lessons that will occur during the summer. We also, on that date, we will resume our contract activities with Florida Memorial University. As you may remember, when Florida Memorial brought back football, we contracted with them for the community center to be their home stadium. They will commence their practices back at the stadium on those days. And also the new Lester Brown field will also be available to them, as they have also contracted with us for their soccer programs and their track programs. On that date, adult fitness classes at the community center will be available, adult outdoor programming and field rentals. And again, we will open registrations for activities that will take place throughout the summer. On June 1st, we will be reopening our pools. We will resume youth organized sports, rentals, outdoor, indoor, and our pavilions and field rentals will be available. Those reservations that we started to take on May the 11th, they will begin to activate on that date. And at that particular time, all youth and adult programming available in the city of Miami Gardens will be activated. We will be communicating this to the community. On the last slide in your presentation, we will be distributing flyers. Immediately after this meeting, we will post it on our social media handles. We will make website updates. It will be e-blasted to the community. We will have banners displayed prominently at our parks. Mayor Harris has graciously agreed to do a public service announcement, and we will also post them on the billboards that are throughout the city. With that, Mayor and Council, May 11th is the date that we will be reopening our park system. Thank you.
I have a question.
Councilwoman Wilson, you had a question?
Yes. Will there be any programs, especially football at parks? Will there all of the programs will be open?
All of our programs will be open and available.
Okay, and so there are no Optimist football clubs that are going to be closed or not operating for any reason. We're going to open them all up for registration.
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor?
Just to clarify, June 1st, when we say youth and adult programs, are we referring to the seniors? Will they be able to go back also on June 1st?
Yes, but we want to be cautious with that, Vice Mayor. We will still offer our online programming through the YouTube channels and everything. Keep in mind that later on this summer, very shortly, we will be opening the senior center. So we do expect to transition most of our senior programming over to that location. But those programs will be available.
Okay, and another one, in regards to where are we with the summer youth employment? We start talking about that?
Summer youth.
Yeah. That's unrelated to this.
No,
Vice Mayor,
since
but-
we're opening up those type of, youth activities. I think they kind of fall under that umbrella.
Mhm.
Have we started talking about that yet?
We have not. That's a program that we have run in conjunction with the South Florida workforce. I don't believe we have started talking to Mr. Beasley about that. We can certainly reach out and see if that's something that they have planned for this year.
Several emails about that.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. Me.
Oh, go ahead, Councilwoman.
Mr. Clay, my question, now that we're going to be opening up, do we have enough staff to be able to man and operate our opening of our parks?
We do, Councilwoman. If you remember, one of the commitments that we made throughout the pandemic was that we did not lay off a single employee. Those employees remain. They will continue to work. And where we see areas where we need to add staff, we are prepared to do that as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns? Thank you, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Madam Attorney? Mr. Clerk?
No report.
Councilman Stevens?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. On next week, Tuesday, we will be hosting an informational session with Miami-Dade County firefighters to bring information to the residents as it relates to what it takes to become a firefighter for our county or in general. The information regarding the information session is on our city's webpage, so please look for that information, and you can also contact my office at area code 305-622-8000 at extension 2834 for more information. Again, this information regarding the informational session can be found on our city's webpage and social media handles. And then starting next week, Thursday, May 6th at 6 p.m., we will be kicking off our hurricane preparedness preparedness clinic series. We're doing it around the city, starting at Calvary Chapel. And that address for that church is 3918 Northwest 167th Street. And again, all of this information can be found on our city's webpage, as well as my social media page as well. That ends my report, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Councilwoman Iguodaro.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Julie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I'd like to congratulate our newly appointed deputy chiefs of police and assistant chief of police. It is an honor to see the good work of our police department. Chief, I have to, give it to you. You've done it right once again. Deputy chiefs and assistant chief, it is great to have you guys on board. And so I want to congratulate you all. Yesterday's swearing in was a great ceremony. And then I would also like to invite you all to What's Cooking with Councilwoman Julian for Cinco de Mayo, featuring, we're going to be making tacos for Cinco de Mayo. And this is all in part with Live Healthy Miami Gardens. It is, it's important to live healthy and to eat healthy. And so we are working with Eat Well Exchange. Ashley Carter, who is a dietitian, and she is going to whip up a tasty taco bowl. This is going to be on Facebook Live, so I encourage you all to join us. And Representative Felicia Robinson is going to be my guest. And so we will be making this healthy taco meal on Cinco de Mayo. So I encourage you all to participate. You will see the ingredients being circulated via our social media and via the city's platforms. So join us. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Councilwoman, will that be meatless?
What's that?
Will the tacos be meatless?
The tacos, so it's not gonna be meatless, but the meat, the protein that we have is gonna be, you can either get mahi-mahi or sawfish. And so we're going to circulate the ingredients so that the residents and everyone who want to participate can purchase them and cook along with us.
Thank you. Councilwoman Campbell.
Mr. Mayor, only report that I have, I just want to give an early happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. That's right around the corner. Celebrate well and love on yourselves. And I also want to congratulate our newly appointed police chiefs and assistant chiefs. I feel, well, I know that I have a connection with two of you through some crazy means. I remember Narciso, he was with my son when he was with the first class of the Police Explorers, and he was the instructor, and we made a connection right away. So it's glad to see, your journey, and it's well deserved. Okay, and Ms. Coney Brown, your connection with my father is just, it's priceless. And he sends his love. And that's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Wilson.
I would also like to say to everyone in advance, Happy Mother's Day. Me, Councilwoman Wilson, along with my colleagues, Councilman Stevens and Vice Mayor Reggie Leon, will be sponsoring a pre-Mother's Day celebration on Saturday at Betty T. Ferguson. And we would like for all of you to come out with your children and families, and the Parks and Recreation Department will also be offering their support in helping us to get it organized. We will have live entertainment, we will have DJ, we will have food, we will have pictures that you all can take and definitely put in a frame, we will offer that to you as well to memorialize that day with your daughters, with your children, with your families, and more importantly, with your friends. We are just so very, very happy to be able to do that because we all know how important, if we haven't learned it at any other time, just how important family really is. And these days that we have together are more valuable than ever. And so there is nothing more than we would ask of you is to give us some of your time before your Mother's Day to come out and do a community Mother's Day with us. It'll start at 5 p.m. It will be drive-in. Like I said, we'll have live entertainment as well as a DJ and gifts for all mothers that come. So we look forward to seeing you there. And then Meet Me Monday is scheduled for May 10th. I certainly would hope that all of you would continue to tune in. We were very excited to have a large attendance at our last one. This month, we will focus on Juneteenth, and we will be talking about or have some information on the Fire Academy opportunities that are available for people who are looking for some information about how they could get into the Fire Academy. And then last but not least, I'd like for you to save the date for Juneteenth, which is another drive-in style celebration that we will have at Calder. Myself, along with Vice Mayor Leon and Councilman Stevens, we're taking Mother's Day in May all the way to Juneteenth. And that is going to be a very special one because it is the first one. And it is an opportunity for us to really think about how we have gotten our freedom and how we practice our liberty. Our theme is Forward Together, traveling the journey to freedom through music. And so many ways when we were unable to speak, the moans and groans of our ancestors got them through some very difficult times. And so Juneteenth is not only an opportunity for us to look back, not only an opportunity to celebrate ourselves as a city and our desire to govern ourselves, but also it's an opportunity for us to move forward. So I hope that you guys will come on out and enjoy us. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you. This will take a minute, but real quick. As I call your name, please come to the front. I want to take some time out to recognize some people. Last week was Administrative Assistant Day. We were able to celebrate with some of our employees. So Lashara Bostic, please come to the front. Latavia Hester, Onika, Nisha, and Kevin Brown. Please come to the front. They're not administrative assistants, but they're the wind beneath our wings. So we want to take the time out to recognize these individuals. So council, if you'll join me in giving them a round of applause.
What are you guys scared of? Come up to the front and be recognized.
I mean, they
We don't bite. We don't bite.
Come up, Jamal, will you?
Jamal,
you
here?
here?
I'm sorry.
You want to come up?
and
Jamal.
Natalia.
Natalia?
Jamal.
Oh, and Mr. Martin.
Mr. Martin.
Oh, Mr. Martin, I'm sorry. So if it's okay.
It's a big.
I mean, what y'all hiding?
Very big, wide open spot.
And can we have somebody take their picture? And Mr. Mayor, if it's okay with you, can we get him a round of applause?
Yes, give them a round of applause.
Make sure you smile, LaShawn. Yes, thank you. God bless you. A couple things, council members, just so you know, we do have our own, we have two vaccine sites, which are kind of under the same umbrella. We have Florida Memorial University, which is under World Safe 1. And we have Bunch Park Pool, where they're doing vaccines at. Now, if you have any constituents that are homebound, or if you go into a neighborhood and you want to put a small group together they can mobily go out to these residents and have them vaccinated. So you can reach out to Latavia. I'm sorry.
Vice Mayor, it's Brentwood, you said Bunch.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brentwood Pool. It's all the B's. Brentwood Pool. If you got anybody that's homebound or you put together a homeowners association or some group that you want to be vaccinated, you can get in touch with Latavia and she'll put you in touch with the people at the vaccine site and we can get that handled right away.
I have a question.
Do a question.
Vice Mayor, what are the hours
The hours are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
For the vaccinations?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that every day?
Every day, Monday through Sunday.
Okay.
Also, ribbon cutting. This is very exciting. We have a ribbon cutting going on May 11th at 10 a.m. at Bunch Park. So the ribbon cutting will be that day, and they'll also be doing Bunch Park. Not the pool. I mean, Bunch Park. At Bunch Park, the ribbon cutting will be going on, and they'll be doing tours also right after the ribbon cutting. And we also, on May 15th, from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., we have a community fitness event going on at Bunch Park from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's on May 15th. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Yes,
I forgot to add one more item, if you don't mind.
go ahead.
Next week, we will be hosting a small business meet and greet. This is going to take place at the Oasis in Miami Gardens, located at 640 Northwest 183rd Street. So the flyer is slated to go out tomorrow. And so you can find out more information once the flyer is posted. So just keep it in mind. We're going to have a small business mixer meet and greet for our small businesses in Miami Gardens. I encourage my fellow council people to join us and spread the word.
What date and time was that?
It is taking place on May 7th from 11:30 to 2 p.m.
That's it?
That's it,
All right.
I think.
I don't have much to say. Chief, that ceremony was a great ceremony yesterday. It was really first class, and your selection of those individuals that you've made your assistants, great. And we welcome them, and we want to make sure that they know that we support them as well, and we look forward to working with them. Councilman Leon just mentioned about May 11th, we're opening up, having a grand opening at Bunch Park. And what we did when we passed 11-9 tonight was this young man, this is what the community is all about. This young man, Teddy Bridgewater, grew up in the Bunch Park area. He grew up there in the Bunch Park area, played football there at Bunch Park. And he went on to be a professional football player, was just signed with the Denver Broncos today. Yeah, he's no longer a Carolina Panther, he's a Denver Bronco now. And this young man in the past few years has paid his own money for every kid that participated in football, cheerleading at Bunch Park. He paid for all of their registration fees. He's going to do the same and give more. He's probably contributing somewhere near $250,000 or more to the Bunch Park area. So for us to put his name on that field is not only a great thing, but it's a great opportunity for programming to continue to take place at Bunch Park and for our city to be able to give back to a young man that gave so much, who's given so much to our community. Got to keep on loving each other. We may not agree at all times, But that's okay. We can agree to disagree, but we can't hold things personal. And we have to be able to forgive and move on. The city of Miami Gardens is doing well. They're doing so well that people from all around the country, around the world, not the country, around the world, is asking questions about Miami Gardens. How are we doing the things that we're doing? Next week, I will have a walkthrough of our city, a tour of our city from a mayor from Union City, New Jersey. They've heard about the great things that Miami Gardens is doing, and they want to come down and see what's going on. And we're going to show them, and we're going to show off our city. We're going to make sure when she leaves here, she's going to go back to New Jersey and say, wow, we want to do the same things that they're doing in Miami Gardens. We want to do the same things here in Union City, New Jersey. So let's continue to love. Place the hate that we have in our heart to the side. And we'll be a better place. I need a motion.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded. This meeting is adjourned.